Hello, back again, talking about Top Gear. Watched the second episode and it hasn't got any better. I didn't react straight away because I wanted to see what the viewing figures were like. And it turns out that they were really bad. They lost a third of their viewers compared to the first episode, which was down on the last episode of the last series with Clarkson, Hammond and May. This episode was, I have to say, was slightly better. Chris Evans is still obviously the most annoying bloke on TV. The guy's just a twat. There is no point to him at all. He brings nothing to the show. He just shouts and looks smug. The guy knows nothing about cars. He's got a garage full of Ferraris, yes. But why? Look at me, I've got loads of money, I've got loads of Ferraris. Same reason he married Billie Piper, just to look good. Do you know what? I thought that the saving grace of this episode, there was two things that I did enjoy. Jensen Button doing the test was fantastic. Why didn't they get him in? He was charismatic, he can talk and drive at the same time, and he can actually drive over 40 miles an hour. If you watch the episode on Sunday, you will notice when he was testing that McLaren, Chris Evans was never seen from the outside looking into the car. You saw him on the inside driving along, but if you look at the stuff going past him, he was doing like 45 miles an hour. As soon as Jensen Button got in, all the shots from the outside, you can see him driving. Big smile on his face. Chris Evans looking petrified. Pointless having him there. I mean, it really is. He brings nothing to the show. He's got no knowledge. He's not even funny. If he was funny, you could forgive him. But it's just cringeworthy. He really does make you just want to staple your eyes shut and ram screwdrivers in your ear so you can't hear his annoying, incessant whine. Hey guys, look at me, guys. No one in the audience claps when he speaks. It's all piped over. If you look at them, they're set in rows. The first row are all smiling and clapping, but if you look at the people behind them, they just stood there looking bored. They look like they're waiting for a bus. I thought Eddie Jordan coming on was a smart move from the producers. I mean, love him or hate him, he's got an opinion, hasn't he? He knows about cars, obviously. He designed cars, owned a racing team, he used to be a racing driver. But even then, it still doesn't make up for Evans being a ginger tit. I mean, the test they did in South Africa, stunningly filmed. You can't argue with that. Top Gear is always brilliant for cinematography. They do a fantastic job of that. But what was the point of that? They drove to a pub up a hill. You didn't learn anything about any of the three cars, apart from the fact that Eddie Jordan didn't realise that there was an off-road mode. You know, there was no price, there was no comparison of features like there used to be. It was just, you know, six rich people driving through Africa. It was mildly entertaining, I'll say. Matt LeBlanc had a couple of good little witty one-liners. He will get better, and he is getting better. The more he does it, the better he'll get. But Evans is at his level. His level is annoying, whining ginger shitbox, and he's hit that level about 20 years ago. The star in the rallycross car is... yeah, alright, I can see they've tried to freshen up the star in a reasonably priced car. Clarkson and Hammond and May used to do that every couple of years by changing the car. They've changed the track. The idea is a good one, but the whole bit leading up to it, what was your first car? What was your first car? Let's have a shouting competition to see who wins. It's like 10-year-old TV. Big up this one, big up that one. It's bullshit. What's the point? I don't understand. It's like, I fell asleep during that. I literally couldn't stay awake through it. So I had to watch the second half on Monday night after I finished work. I love Top Gear. I've watched the American ones, the Australian ones, you know, all the ones in English language. I've watched them. They should have got Jensen Button. I know he's obviously signed again for Formula One for another year, but you know, please get him next season. Please just drop Chris Evans. If there even is a Top Gear next year, because if the viewing figures keep going down like this, what's the point? This was BBC's cash cow, their moneymaker. You know, it goes out to 80 countries within a week of it first coming on in England or the UK. People love it. Obviously, I'm invested in this now. So I'm going to watch the whole series and I'm going to do one of these after each one to see if it... I really hope it gets better. I don't want it to be shit. I really don't. But it is. And it upsets me because it's such a good programme. It always has been. They just need to get rid of Chris Evans, really. He's just a twat. A moron. I mean, it really is lowest common denominator TV. And the BBC are better than that. At least pick someone that can drive a fucking car around a track and talk at the same time. All I can hope is that it gets better next week. And we'll find out. We'll see you next week. And remember, always say something. Have an opinion. I do.